Hello everyone, welcome back to another live stream here on the twitch.tv/the Xisuma. It's been a minute since I last said that. Not as long as when I went away to Japan, but I've been on another trip away and I'm back. And if you can hear my voice isn't quite its usual self, that's because I was screaming and shouting yesterday a lot. And you know, it takes a toll on your voice, takes a while to catch up. All that good stuff. Today, plan is... Oh, well, we're in the place I wanted to be. Oh, is this not open? Oh! I thought Season 2 had started. Yo. Chat, I need you to bring me up to speed. I've been away. I haven't been paying attention. I thought that Season 2 was like a starting straight away kind of thing. Oh, man, I really wanted to check out the course. I might actually just run around it with my gear on, just to have a little look if we can't play, and see what's changed. I'm going to need someone to give me the lowdown on what has happened with Metro Mayhem over the last 2 weeks. Oh, sorry, week and a bit, because I've been away. So if you'd be so kind as to do that, that would be amazing. Let me know in the chat. We had Ominous Snowflake subscribing to the channel with the Prime while I was away. We got Callie for 79 months with the Prime. Xisuma's Soulside Eclipse Derpiting, why on earth are you up this late? Hey, I was up very late yesterday coming back from a festival, so I'm up late this evening, you know? I'm gonna slowly shimmer back to a usual time zone. Time zone? You know what I'm on about. Everstaroo here for 49 months. Hope you continue to enjoy the butchering of the name. We've got Ender Void Wolf for 40, Expelled Winter for 10, and Becca 11 gifting a sub to Soundwave Hope. Oh, thank you so much for doing that, Becca. Soundwave, long-time viewer, of course. Much appreciated. Right there. It's not opened yet, says Mad Maddie. Right. Can you tell me more? Because I thought that Season 2 was going to start straight away. Have I just made an assumption there that when Impulse said, like, you know, there's going to be a different season every month, it's, yeah, I guess. Well, speak of the devil. I gotta literally type that into chat. Yeah, I was under the impression that it would start, you know, I guess if I think about it, it's not going to start the same day, relatively quickly. I didn't think it'd be down when I logged on today, so, you know. I hope I... I should ask. Since Impulse is logged on. Yo, Billman68, thank you for 103 months. 103. Oh, every time I read a 100-month thing, I'm like, what the heck? This doesn't even make sense. Siren Atasi. Gifted a sub to Woot 0206. Thank you for a gifted sub. I apologize for the butchering of the name. All right. Looks like we're allowed to look around the course. Looks like we're allowed to look around the course. I mean, I'm kind of just going through my usual route up the top here and not really seeing too much different, you know. Oh, seem to be going into swim mode. I believe there are spoilers, says Naman. There probably is, but Impulse doesn't seem to mind us having a look around. It might be that stuff's changed down below to make the route down here better, you know. But I don't know quite what to expect. Wow, this is like... I'm unable to jump. Have I got myself into a right old pickle? There we go. There we go. Transit Biker, thank you ever so much for 7 months. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thomas has forgot it was the big festival weekend here. Oh, you in Leeds already? You thought it was starting on Monday. Well, well, there we go. If it starts on Monday, I will hopefully get to play it at some point. But I have plans to stream something a little different in the coming days and weeks, so we'll see how that goes and see what happens. It might take away from my Hermitcraft time, because I'm hopelessly addicted to Phasmophobia as well. Which, by the way, check the schedule. Check it out. Streaming with Ren tomorrow. We're going to do some Phasmophobia together. And it's going to be awesome. And I'm not going to throw Ren in the deep end. I'm going to let him like play the game, but with me sort of nudging him in the right direction and answering questions. And I think that's like a better way to learn that game, because I've had a lot of fun figuring stuff out rather than just being told. Whoa, that feels like a crazy strong Dolphin's Grace. That feels so much stronger. What the heck? That's a crazy amount of Dolphin's Grace. Some of you are very excited. Awesome. It has Victorious in Portsmouth on top of Reading / Leeds. Oh, okay, yeah. I've never heard of that one before, I don't think. How do you guys add so much liveliness into the world? Every time I build something, it just feels boring, honestly. Are you building alone? Like, I think... Oh, chat, you are so genius. It's because I've got Depth Strider boots, right. That just makes so much sense. So far, I haven't really got a sense of anything being particularly different, but I haven't been paying attention to small details, which might be what the change is, just small details. Right, we got noises in the air. We got Siren at Sea. Again, more gifted subs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Fahrenheit. Nightmare 727. Gifted subs, by the way. Allows you to become a part of our community. Any type of sub. Prime, gifted, regular. You can get access to our Discord server. You can get access to our Let's Play Minecraft Together server as well. If you're interested in checking it out, maybe becoming a part of a community, you can do that with a gifted sub. As always, say thanks in the chat. And Fontix165 is here with the Prime for 2 months. It's Mazier is here for free. Hope you're doing okay. Phasmo over End sounds fun. It'll be so much fun. I'm super looking forward to it. Super looking forward to it. I kind of got this fear that I have thorns on, but I'm pretty sure I don't. Like, I don't want to damage anything here. How did that go so wrong? How did that go so wrong? I thought my timing was good. The changes are in the Hermit history part. Ah, okay. So no changes throughout this area. Interesting. That is interesting. Well, I do not consider what I'm doing right now practice, because mentally my brain is just, I don't know, it's in other places. It's in other places. I've still got yesterday's events roaming around in my head. I love live music so much, and oh my god, it almost brings tears to my... In fact, I just teared up a little bit, because I've realized that the pandemic really took that away from me. I stopped going to a lot of shows, and I didn't get back into the routine of it. And then after going to Download Festival, it hit me really hard. And now I've got loads of shows on the schedule again. And I just went to Reading for the first time ever. I love festivals, and festivals are better with your mates. And because my mates don't go to as many festivals anymore, I kind of never really had the opportunity to go to Reading and Leeds, and I would love to go for all 3 days, you know? There's some great headliners this year. But doing that alone, what is it with these boots? Something's messed up here. Maybe it's the wings. But going for 3 days alone kind of sucks. Like, I can tolerate a day out on my own, but like, you wanna be there with your mates and stuff. I did see Bring Me the Horizon. They were utterly fantastic. I kind of went there with like this attitude of, okay, reason I went to Reading is purely I just wanted to see Limp Bizkit again. Okay? I will never get over how much I loved that band when I was a kid coming home from school watching MTV, right? They just blew my little noggin, and I've never lost that feeling. Every time I listen to their music, it gets me hyped. This was like the 12th time I've seen them live, and I was still just losing my mind. And I literally just want to see them again straight away after. I had so much fun. Anyway, so Bring Me Horizon. Well, like, I'm gonna drink some tea here, people. Bring Me the Horizon. Well, like, oh yeah, I've seen them loads of times over the years. They're one of those bands like Enter Shikari that I saw from the very beginning, all the way up to like where they are now. But oh my god, did they put on a live show? I can't remember the last time I watched a band and came away going, like, the music was good, the music was great, I loved it, the performance was good, but the whole set design and the experience of watching, you know, the performance and all the extra that comes with it. I can't remember the last time a band did that to me. They put on such an incredible show. They had all of this new, like, tech where I think they're using, like, live action AI to transform Ollie into, like, a monster while he sings. It was so crazy. And then lots of, like, really good stage design where it changed throughout the show. It's kind of like pretty crazy what they did with the effects. It had me thinking, like, what's going on here? Like, how does this work? The drummer is from South Yorkshire, which is nice. Aren't all of them from Sheffield? Pretty sure they're all from Sheffield. Yo, Music Personal 96. Thank you for 6 months with the Prime. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. A Dead Girl 13 coming in for 28 months. Dear Shemi here for 76. And Gels the Bells here for 6. Seeing your favorite band live just hits different. It does, it does. I've got to admit, like, when I was young, everything was just, like, fun. Like, who's this band? Let's go in the mosh pit. That was me. I like my first 10 festivals or whatever, I was just non-stop moshing. But then over time, that energy, like, it goes away a little bit. I think that's just part of getting old, right? But for Limp Bizkit, man, it's still there. I saw it in Shikari, and I had a feeling it would be there, but it wasn't. Well, it just wasn't quite there on the day. Like, I really enjoyed the show and the songs, but it just didn't get me amped up like they used to. I still love their music and stuff. But at a live show, maybe it's just because I got, like, less energy these days or something. Oh, there's some vines over here. Is this so you can start the jumping sequence again? This is the changes that we're here to check out. I'm wondering if the way across is now... The idea is to make it way more tricky. This end bit feels a little bit placeholdery, like Impulse is working on something, I'm not sure. The vines from the side that were never supposed to be there are gone, that's cool. If I had any recommendations for gaming PCs, yeah, don't ask a guy like me. Go find a place where people who know about that stuff are. I feel like I never have the energy for that. Going to operas is great though. Yeah, it's not for everyone. For me, it was for a very long time. These days, I can't force it. It's just like I don't feel it as much. It's weird. I kind of hate the fact that I don't feel it as much, but I think that's just part of life and getting old, right? One Uthian, thank you so much for 2 months, and Rosa Wolfie, thank you so much for 25. Appreciate all your support as always, people. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do. One of the things I do love, though, is when a stream is just chatting about, like, some live music or something. Like, that's always fun. And I could sure chat my head off today because, well, yesterday I got my my fair share. Fred the Seagull there, saluting aging, yeah. You was at your first concert this year and it was so cool. Oh, that's awesome, I love to hear it. Yeah, I mean, it's not just concerts, it's anything, right? You got to go out there and try stuff and find what you like and then do it, but if you're a fan of music and you've ever had a hunch or a suspicion that you might be into the old... Is that just there to, like, block this jump? Interesting. Yeah, if ever you've had a suspicion you might be a big fan of the old live music, do go to a concert, do go experience it, it's wonderful. You know, if you hear these people saying, oh, you know, but it's smelly and you're out in the weather all day and it's uncomfortable, there's nowhere to sit, you gotta camp and, you know, so what? Like, it's worth it. That's why people go, because the live show is worth it. It looks like this whole path here has been cut off. So I'm guessing for Season 2 it's maybe more in the direction of minor changes. And if you can't get up to the top area up here, then that's like a big shortcut gone. Cleo is trying to block that jump off if possible to change the route. You saw Dimmu a couple of weeks ago and it was phenomenal. 12 out of 10 experience. Really? Last time I saw Dimmu, they were like knackered old men. They didn't quite have the oomph anymore. But that's awesome. I want to see Dimmu again. I'll always come and see Dimmu. So if you can't, I think maybe let's have a look at a free cam. Maybe not. Where does this bit go again? It's just round to here. So I think we're being forced to now take the proper route down, and then make your make your way up from somewhere. You really want to go to a Megadeth concert in Amsterdam? Yeah, try and do it. If you've got ones on your list, try and cross them off, you know. Toasty E1, I love live music, but hate standing, back hurts to stand. Yeah, I used to have that problem. A long time ago, I used to spend a lot of time sitting down at the computer and playing games and not really taking care of my body. And slowly, piece by piece, over the years, I found the things that really helped, like having a standing desk. I mean, currently I'm sitting because I've been sat most of the day. Sorry, stood most of the day. Been busy doing jobs around the house and then stood at the computer for a while earlier. Doing some stuff that needed doing. I do not know where to go here, do I? I do not know the route. Maybe it's up here. Maybe you got to jump your way up this bit. But yeah, doing like yoga and stretches and like learning how to correct my posture and some other little techniques and stuff, like over time, now it's like I can stand for ages at a festival, no issues. But it really is like a lifestyle thing. You gotta adjust and work on your body over time to like see those results. Alright, so if that's the way up to this spot, this is where we used to land and jump around the next bit, so I'm gonna guess most of this journey is now probably the same. You'll be getting into the Covenant! Oh, what a band, what a band. They're doing European shows? Oh my god. Oh my god, I gotta note that one down. Whew! Where's my phone? It's plugged in. Let me note that one down. Oh god, I would love to see the Covenant live. I don't know, for me, I don't know about going abroad to a show, like, I haven't done that before. Maybe I'll have to consider it. Because that would be something special for me. Have I secretly been practicing parkour? Says Bear. Have you oh god, can I do it? Can I do it? Have you secretly been practicing parkour? It isn't quite there today because my voice... Oh! Doc's talking to me. My voice is worn out from all the shouting yesterday. Wait, some of you think I found a shortcut? I should release my album on CD. Yo, just download the MP3s or WAVs from Bandcamp and burn them to a CD. My attitude with the music stuff is that I'm not really in it to make money out of it. And let me tell you, I've definitely not made a profit. The whole project is a big loss. Yo, it is so difficult to concentrate right now. There we go. We'll do that. I don't know where this shortcut I unlocked was, by the way. Maybe it was when I came up here. Like, maybe there was another way through I didn't notice with ladders. Oh, yeah, so maybe this was the way you were supposed to go? And then another ladder on this side, right. But I found a way up jumping over here, so I think that's what some of y'all were saying. Oh no, the voice. Yeah, it's terrible, that voice. It's terrible. Are you going to see me in MCC again? I've missed like a few sign-ups in a row. Just the dates have been really, well, I say really bad, you know, the dates have clashed. So hopefully I'd love to play one again in the future. I'll sign up whenever I can. Right, we got noises in the air. We got one Uthian here for 2 months and Jacket Fracket for 22. Your moves when you play guitar make me so curious about what your facial expressions are. You look so in the zone. My face is probably very animated when I play guitar. I just, like, the energy of playing just kind of goes through the whole body. That's how to describe it. Like, I just get really sucked into it, and I love it. I love getting sucked into stuff, you know, being in the flow. That's kind of what live music gives me. You just kind of get sucked into it, and then always after a show, I just have such a good time with music. Like, I did my guitar practice for the first time in like 10 days or something. Same for piano, because I've been on a vacation in North Wales, and then I've come back and I've gone to the Reading Festival, and like after so long I expect to be really rusty, but actually I'm like on it for some reason, and I'm asking myself, like, this don't make any sense. Why am I so on it all of a sudden? X, have you done face reveal before? Says Noah. Yeah, I do a face reveal every time it's April the 1st. Yeah, that's my tradition. Oh, what a joke. What a legendary joke. Ha ha ha. So much laughter. Okay. Wow, this jump bothers me. I need to get the timing of it way better. Maybe looking down and like, am I jumping from the right height? Has this changed? This might have changed. That's so much further away, right? Oh gosh. Oh gosh, it's probably changed. That isn't possible anymore, says Mate. There it is. There it is. You always make that stank face when playing the guitar. I got no idea, but I definitely know, as soon as you say it, I know my face is doing something. And it's probably silly, you know? Alright, so that jump isn't possible anymore. Which means we probably want to go this way. So I think the times on the next Metro Mayhem are going to be a lot longer, because a lot of the shortcuts really kind of took a lot out of the course, didn't they? They were like big pass everything by shortcuts. So now you go around like this, and then boopity boop, shibbly boop doop doo boop. That's 3 blocks, so they've cut out that one, so you have to do the thing where you go around and then crouch. What tea do I have today? It's a decaf every day, because it's the evening. Neo jump over the berries. Oh, the berry jump. So that wasn't here before. What does this do? Why would there be just a... I don't know. Right, now this is what I call my nemesis jump, because for some reason I always goof on the timing. So it looks like you're now not allowed to go around here anymore, yeah. So you have to go up. Oh wow, that's really changing the dynamics of things. Yo, Spooky the Doki, 89 months. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate all you do. Thank you for the amazing support. Wow, I didn't even know this was here, right? Like, all of this got taken out because of the shortcuts being found, I guess. And then you come around like that. That's really cool. I'm not going to stand on that pressure plate. I'm going to act like I was never here and ender pearl out. Let's go get food sorted, and then we're going to head over and do some pixel art stuff. So no Metro Mayhem Season 2, I guess, then. Just pixel art therapy, which I need. I just want to relax and play some blocks, you know? Crouch jumping works, Ravager will be there. Oh, there's going to be a Ravager. Oh my god, no. Please, no. Yeah, now that makes sense. Yo, Brambarocco1, thank you so much for 8 months with the subscription there. Appreciate it, my dude. Thank you, everyone, for coming back and subscribing. Been away for a while. Good to know y'all are still interested. Appreciate the support. Assume we go back and check what's under the hippie van. I could probably do that quickly with like free cam or something. Save me going through the whole course again. Oh, Jacket Thacket, thank you for the nice compliment. X, since you don't like the plastic odor of the ghost mask you're currently using, try the Phantomassy mask. It's a good space. It has a good space for your face, where you can wear eyeglasses while wearing the Phantomassy mask cover. I'll make a little note of that. I don't really have a desire to buy a new mask. It might make it easier to do that recording stuff if I did have a different mask. I was also kind of considering doing like a AI thing to replace my face. My only concern with that is like, what happens if the AI app messes up and then there's like a split frame and then people are like, oh my god, blah, 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 he's got a face, and then they start sharing it and I'm like, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like this. I don't want that to happen. That's why I wear the mask. Anyway, I've had a Limp Bizkit song up my sleeve for ages, and after watching them live yesterday, I was like, I need to record that. I need to record me playing it because I absolutely love playing it. I absolutely love playing it. So let's go this way, that way, back to the hippie van. Somewhere through here. Yeah, this will be it. So apparently there's going to be something under the hippie van. Torches? Torches of despair. Maybe this room will get changed as well. Like that little shortcut kind of circumvented doing a whole bunch of other stuff. VTuber X, something like that, yeah. What's under the hippie van then? Oh, you like the masks? It gives you Slipknot vibes. There's a band. Whew, there's a band. Slipknot forever. AI replaced the mask with a different mask. The idea to not wear the mask is that it would be easier to record and play and stuff. I could get a Doom Guy helmet, become Doom Guy in real life. That would be cool. Just use a photo of Etho's face instead. Problem solved. Yeah, just use his face. Yeah, that Etho guy. I don't know what's supposed to be under there, but I don't see anything, so we'll bounce. He said it would be a shortcut. Oh, okay. Well, that ain't there yet. Anyway, ask me questions about Reading. Because we're going to go pixel art and waffle. Yeah, first time going to Reading. Haven't gone over the years because mates didn't want to go and stuff. And then this time I was like, I've got to see Limp Bizkit again. I'm going to go. I'm going to go for a day. It was a bit of a pain to get to. You have to, like, the parking. There is a long walk from parking to get to the venue. But the venue is really nicely scaled. It's a lot smaller than Download Festival. And you don't have to queue to get water refilled or food or anything. So it was a pretty good festival, I think. Like the layout and stuff. They have a dust problem in the pit as well, but I brought my snood with me and I was able to cover up my mouth, which helped a lot. Because man, you suck up a lot of that stuff without realizing it when you're at festivals. You notice it when you're in the pit and it's all getting thrown up, but like actually everywhere you're walking, little dust particles are getting thrown up. It's crazy. Like after you come back from a festival, usually you got like a layer of filth over you, and then it's like in your lungs and up your nose. It's ridiculous. Yo, I am the Doctor. Thank you ever so much for 36 months of support. 3 years already. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana, I guess. Yeah, it does. It goes fast, but you got to fill it with stuff, right? You gotta keep on keeping on. They say Reading is like the Paris of Berkshire. It's got a river flowing through it, and actually you walk along the river to get to the festival. And there was even like people getting shuttled along on a boat, but that seemed really inefficient. Like you have to queue to get on it, and then it takes so long to go down the river. It seemed to me like it... Hang on, which way am I going here? It took about as long to use the boat as it did to walk, but then you got to do all the queuing up and get the timing right and stuff. Festival bogeys! Yeah, I've had a few of those. They're dark, and they don't look like normal bogeys, yeah. Did I see Chappelle Roan? I didn't. If I had gone for 3 days, I absolutely would have. And Travis Scott is headlining, possibly right now he's playing there. But I just went for the 1 day, mainly to see Bizkit, and then watched a load of other cool bands throughout the day, and found some new music I like and stuff, which was awesome. We call them Logies. Oh man, I remember a Beavis and Butthead game on like one of my old Windows 98 computers or whatever, where like you had to hock a loogie off the top of a building onto people passing by. It's like, what? What is this? Welcome to the 90s. Apparently I butchered someone's name according to chat. Have I been messing around with the bass at all? I seem to recall you mentioning at some point a long time ago. Oh wait, bass guitar. I thought you meant bass on Hermitcraft. Bass on Hermitcraft is finished, done. Bass guitar, yeah, I do want to get one at one point to help me write bass lines. I've been using my drum kit again to help me write drums, and you know, playing an instrument makes you think about it differently. Like watching drummers, I was watching one of the drummers from this band called, I say one of the drummers. There were lots of drummers because there were lots of bands playing. This one band, Origami, what are they called again? Something Origami. Anyway, there's just two of them. So the drummer's sitting like quite close up on stage. He's elevated and side on, so you can really see what he's doing with his arms and stuff. And watching him drum reminded me to like think different about drums, because a lot of the time when I write music, the drum, you just throw in that like simple pattern and then change it up a bit later. Whereas if you think drums first, you know, you can come up with some really creative and cool stuff. And I've written actually a few songs recently where parts of it I've like had the impetus to be like, okay, let's think about the drums, you know, and start with that. All right, we're gonna do our Mario power-ups next, I think. Just having a quick look at this image. I kind of feel like the first one we're going to do might be a bit bigger than the others, but like I've got to get that whole perfectionist thing out of my head because it just slows us down, you know? Jacket Fracket says, yeah, I usually say the drums are the glue to a song. Origami Angel is the band. Yes, yes. Yeah, sometimes people say like, oh, the bass line is the glue or whatever. It's... I think the main thing with like composing music is to kind of like understand all the different things you can do with the instruments and like the dynamic range and whatever it is you're going for, like not to overlook what certain things can contribute to it. If you're going for simplicity, you don't want a lot of instruments competing with each other. If you want something complex and adventurous, then you might want a lot of musicality in places. And I think with drums, it can be kind of simple if you're not thinking as a drummer to just put in that routine beat and let the rest of the music tell the story. Equally, I think if you don't play bass guitar, like you might miss out on what the bass can add to a song, because I remember writing riffs and just mirroring what the guitar is doing on the bass, and then later on kind of noticing that actually if you variate the bass, you can really put a lot of like power into the rhythm section. So like I've been writing some stuff recently and I've always got that ear for the bass, where I kind of realize if you write a different bass line to the guitar, you can kind of like add in something a little extra that isn't there. It's hard to describe this stuff really. It's like, it's just very natural, but then you want to be able to like break it apart and explain it for other people to digest. Lemon Cakes says, how's it going? It's going good, thanks. Your brain needs a distraction. Okay, well, I'm here to distract. I think they're layers on a cake, boring on its own, but different layers can make it become different, says CloudXer. Interesting take, because if you then say, let's actually just focus on an individual slice, is it boring on its own? Because I kind of like listening to a lone instrument, like piano music, great. Just hearing a cool drum beat, great. If you're trying to write a song and tell a story, most of the time, yeah, putting the multiple layers together, it makes a better whole. But then, yeah, there are sometimes like you don't think of doing it if you're writing a song, but like you can cut out everything else and have a drum break, right? And put in something really cool and interesting with just the drums, and maybe like one other instrument adding a little bit of extra in there. But if you're just sort of locked into not thinking about where all these different instruments can go and thinking from their perspective, that's probably not going to like cross your mind, and you're not going to give that a try, right? So that's kind of the thing at the moment where I'm like trying to break the mold of how I write music a little bit by bringing those kind of ideas to the game. The music. You really like lo-fi. Lyrics tend to get you to sing, and I'm horrible at it. That's something that's really missing from my music, obviously, with it being fully instrumental. But I think as time goes by and I practice my singing and think about this stuff a little bit more, like trying to break apart the whole process and think about how you do things, and you see, I don't know, shortcomings. One of the things I've realized lately with songwriting is just how powerful, like, the voice is in the mix. Petition for me to cover a Paramore song. I've basically never listened to Paramore, or I think I might have listened to Pierce the Veil on occasion. Just bands that have never, like, appealed to me when I've heard them, I guess. Don't know why, just sometimes it's like that, right? I'm just trying to map something out here, I think. How close do we go to the edge on these other bits? Like, pretty close over there. I do want to leave a little bit of cushion somewhere. I think we'll be fine doing this layout. I'm gonna go with this. Petition for X to cover a Nicki Minaj song. I like some of her songs in the past. I don't know why. I'm drawing a bit of a blank. But Megan Thee Stallion did that song with Spirit Box, which was awesome. That's another reason for getting a bass guitar. I feel like I could play like some hip hop and rap, you know, because the bass lines are just banging in that sort of music, right? Vocals can be instruments in a way. Yeah, they can, but I think they already are an instrument, right? Like, but they're an instrument that has language. That's obvious, but like, they're still an instrument playing notes and whatnot, right? Okay. Alright, so we got like 1, 2, 3. And then another 1, 2, 3. That one will be Blackwall. Doesn't feel as big as I start to build it. I'm gonna say that. You've got a guitar 10 years ago and it's been sitting all dusty in the corner of your room. I mean, brush off that dust, tune that thing up, clean it, give it a good old clean. Give it some love, play it. You've been listening to the new Blackbriar album on repeat. They're really good, making heavy symphonic metal with a cool folklore theme. Awesome, awesome. I kind of like not been listening to a lot of metal lately. I just absorbed so much of it over the years. It doesn't like leave me with much new to say these days, I feel like. It's kind of like music that's outside the norm for me that gets me really interested now. Have I listened to K-pop? Yeah, I have. Not really been sucked into that music much, but you know, it's cool. I like it. You never know what you're going to get into, but taking a little bit of time to explore stuff is the way to go. Been practicing guitar constantly for the... Oh gosh, I'm in a tricky spot. For the past year has been the most satisfying experience. It feels like solving a puzzle, honestly. It is. You are like building up a skill set and learning how to do things all the time, right? And then you get those moments of like learning how to play something you've heard for ages and you love, and now you can do it too. It's so gratifying. So gratifying. You can play 16 other instruments, but the guitar isn't one of them yet. If you can play 16 instruments and you've been avoiding strings, I don't know what those instruments are, but like, in my mind, there's kind of a lot of universality between instruments. At least there is for me. Like, my mum used to have a saxophone, but she never practiced, and I like picked it up one day and just like figured out where the notes are, had a blow on it, and just started like jamming some riffs or whatever, right? Like, pick it up and play. That's all you need to do on some level. And then a lot of things translate. Like, I feel like if I can play guitar, I can play bass. Now, I can't play bass like a proper bassist would, right? But I can pick it up and make sound. And that's good. Yo, Josh. 18,000. Whew, big number. Thank you for the cheers and biddies, my dude. You never told me if you're interested in the Hermitcraft Worldverse project. I can continue creating the pixel art, but need to know if you're going to support it. I feel like you might have told me what that is, but I am just drawing an absolute blank right now. I mean, tell me more in the chat. Chat's quiet. We can, I'll catch your message. Thank you for the cheers and biddies, my dude. Thank you. Appreciate it. I can finally play Shedding Skin by Pantera properly after saving the tab over a year ago. It's so satisfying. Awesome, man. Awesome. Pantera was like one of those bands where I learned to play a couple of songs, but like there was a lot of them that I was just sort of like a little bit behind on and not terribly motivated to like get in there and practice. I think for a long time I've just found songs that I can kind of play relatively straight away. I haven't really like found a song that's made me want to like knuckle down and learn. I'm probably just a little bit tired on that, you know. But I tell you one that I was trying to do a while ago was Megadeth's Take No Prisoners. I can play it pretty good all the way up to the bit where it goes. Anyway, that was some mouth guitar riff for you. But then I started practicing it and almost getting that weird riff down. And then, you know, like I lose motivation and then I'm doing other stuff. And I also feel like I've done a lot of song learning and then it's like, what is my actual goal here? I'm not sure. I think what I'm saying is I know what you're talking about. I love that whole experience of learning songs, but like I think I might have gotten to a point where I don't quite have the song, the next one, you know, and so I've spent a lot of time not leveling up via learning. But I felt like that Megadeth song would definitely be a big level up. That is like a tricky song to play. Okay, is that right? Yeah, that's right. You showed it to me on Twitter. Ah, okay, so like I don't reply to everything on Twitter. And again, if I think about what I've seen on Twitter, Hermitcraft Worldverse project, I still don't quite remember. Tell me more about it though, while you have my attention. If you do get a bass, we can look forward to a cover of Overkill. I saw Overkill live yesterday, and I'm not gonna. I don't like ripping on a band because, like, being a band is incredible and awesome, but they were kind of a little bit dull for me live. I just didn't quite feel it. Very much sort of like aesthetically, all the elements are there, but like the songs, just I don't know, nothing was coming out of it that was like doing anything for me. Bonk Bat says losing motivation is so relatable. Then I'll feel guilty because I'm no longer good at playing. Then I'll stay away even more. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, in the past I've been known for being like a very disciplined person. And like applying that discipline to playing instruments, it sort of backfired at one point where I ended up like not playing guitar for a long time, for years even. and then I got back into it again. And I think since I've been back into it again, I've been kind of scared of putting like a practice routine on it, because I don't want to slip off like I did again. So yeah, it kind of feels a bit weird to get back into doing that, but I kind of should, because then you unlock the ability to do that thing. You know, you get there. Apparently we got some Ghost fans in chat. I'm a huge Ghost fan. I mean, Ghost are just such an incredible band. How often do you see bands live, says Yoshi Boy? Yo, I did some math earlier today, and if I recall correctly, I've seen about 750 like bands playing. So sometimes that's going to a show and seeing 3, sometimes it's going to a festival and seeing 10 over the course of a day, but 750, which I don't know, like I feel like you could have told me it was like 1,500 or 500 and I'd have been like, yeah, like sometimes big numbers are fuzzy, but apparently it's 750, which is absolutely awesome. But I kind of feel like it would have been a lot higher had the last few years you know, been different post-pandemic. Is this a linear or exponential growth rate? Good question. I feel like it's probably quite consistent early on, then dipping a little bit, then coming back up, then the pandemic, and then it's like a complete drop-off. Do I collect music memorabilia like set list picks or drumsticks from shows? I keep wristbands, and Reading still do a wristband, which is so cool. I've got a box full of tickets and wristbands, but of course tickets and stuff have been replaced electronically, so not as many of those from recent years, but I'm glad I got the ones from the old days. They are super cool to have. Super duper cool. Let's go ahead and like find the corner. Boom, that's the corner. Because on the next one we're going to build, I think we start here. 1, 2. And then there would be one there. And there would be one here. No? No, it's not quite right. But that is right there. That's a lot. I mean, this is like 20 years of me going to gigs. So, you know, now I've got to do the math. Like 750 divided by 20. Now it gets less impressive. 37 bands, 37 and a half bands like a year. So divide that by 12. That's like a show every month, basically. The equivalent of going to a show every month, which sounds about right, because I remember a period like 2016 to 2020 of just like going to something every month or twice a month or whatever. You got a shoebox full of tickets from the 90s and noughties. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I miss having them too, and the wristbands. Do I have a log of all the bands I've seen? Yeah, I have. And do it. Log it. Like, if you're thinking about doing it, log it. Like, scratch your brain. Think about all the bands you've seen. Get that information down on a piece of paper. Or, like, on your computer or whatever. Because it's cool to have that stuff, you know? Amchard, thank you so much for 37 months of support. No scrappy mic today. I kind of like the nostalgia, lol. The funny thing with that microphone that I used while I was on holiday is that there was so much like debate around the quality of that mic when I was using it, and I just couldn't make heads or tails of what to go with. But when people, like, when I use it again, people comment on it being the old mic or whatever, but it's actually not the very first one that I used. I mean, you're real old school if you remember the Logitech G330. That was one heck of a microphone. I've still actually got, like, some of those that work, and I could, at any point, bring it back. But I just decided to stick with this condenser mic that I've got here. It's in my latest replies on Twitter. Cool. I've been asking for something in chat because I don't really go and check Twitter while I'm streaming. So feel free to drop it in chat. If I miss it, because chat's quite active at the moment, mods, if you could help out and grab that message, that would be awesome. But, yeah. Okay, so then 1, 2, 3 over here. And it breaks. No surprise, no surprise. Got another one. Then like 1, 2. And 1 there. Is that right? But the insides are also, these little corners here need filling in. Okay, that's cool. And then up here. Flower Gamer says, hi, made it finally. Thanks for making it. Thanks for traveling all the way here across the internets. Much appreciated. Is it an XRL USB mic that you're using now? It's a USB condenser mic. Yo, Matt Zabu, thank you for 80 months, my dude. Good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for supporting the channel. Let's get some shears up in here. Because we are making the pixel art. All of the pixel art. Listening to Dimmu Borgir makes me want to get back into learning the piano and music theory because it's so hard to visualize music theory on a guitar. Oh my god, it is. That's why I've been loving playing the piano lately. It's just helping with the music theory and all that sort of stuff. Plus, Dimmu made me want to learn theory too. Just like listening to some of Mustis's piano work is phenomenal. And like, I want to know the workings behind that stuff, you know? It's been a big motivator for me. Violin sounds so beautiful, it's so magical. Lots of the instruments have just like an amazing quality to them. Violins are definitely lovely, but like if you find one that really appeals to you, maybe learn how to play it. That's what I'd say. Learning music and instruments is a lot of fun. Flower Gamer says, I was trying to make it home when I saw you went live. So glad you was able to make it before you ended your live for the day. Hey, we got some time together yet. It's still early in the stream. You haven't properly played piano in years. You remember secondary school, your music teacher taught you how to play Basket Case by Green Day. I'm pretty sure it's the only song I can still play on there. That song's available for me to play with the app that I use. But because it was a guitar song, I just kind of skipped over it. I was like, I want to play some piano music, you know. But I'll have a little look next time. I'm curious when I'm on there. I learned to play the Sound of... No, we did this last stream. It's not the Sound of Music. It's the Judy Garland one from Wizard of Oz. Over the rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow. Over the dirt bow. Somewhere over the dirt bow. Okay, I've got to start making derp jokes because they're terrible. That one's so good to play. It gives me a little bit of misty-eyed nostalgia. Thinking of my nan who's passed, my nana, my grandmother, just because like she loved all that stuff, you know. They were like the big movies of her generation, and there's some other stuff I've learned to play on the piano that's similar too that I know she would absolutely like love to hear. Wallbow? Wallbow? What is a wallbow? Something ain't right here. I think those blocks are not that. You love the sound of a saxophone. You think it enchants the songs. That's awesome. Just now you got to get one and play, right? Like I was saying earlier, but saxophone was super easy. Once you, well, I'm being a bit silly here. Like, When I picked up the saxophone and played it, it probably didn't sound very good, but it didn't bother me because I was like blowing into it and making the noise, right? Like, it doesn't take much to pick up the technique to like blow. You have to put a bit of wood on the end of the saxophone and like kind of like press your lips and pass the air through. Once you figure that out, then you're just like pressing. They got these little like valves that you push up and down, and like it doesn't take you long to figure out like a melody on that or something. And that's what I mean when I say like learn to play an instrument. I think if you could just make it make sound that's like comprehensible, you're good to go. And then if you really love it and you want to get professional and proper, then you can learn to play the instrument the air quotes correct way. What is wrong here? What is wrong with this? Put it in the wrong place. All right. Oh! Yo, who sent me that? Josh, are you Jorg? Oh, now I know what you're talking about. What was it you said? World vs. Project. To be fair, when I replied to you, I was replying to the end of those messages, and later on, I scrolled further down my feed and I found more of the images. So maybe when I was looking at those, there was some information there I didn't read. Dude, seeing that stuff was super inspiring. I will probably... Do you know what I need to do? I need to do that. I'll probably hop on Twitter and message you at some point. Hey X, did you hear that Evil Anvil did a new song about Hermitcraft? I did not. I did not know that. Speaking of music, you saw a Hermit vinyl record which has a bunch of art and all you guys on it with different instruments. Did you guys get your input on the designs of the instrument? Do you know about it at all? I believe that was created for the Hermitcraft charity stream. We put a bunch of like fan remixes and stuff onto a vinyl and then sold it in the charity auction. I think that's what that was. You have severe asthma. It's not recommended for you to play those kind of instruments. Got ya. Got ya. Yeah, I suffered with asthma when I was a kid. Strangely, it went away when I started smoking. And someone I worked with once had a theory, because they knew someone else who had asthma and it went away when they started smoking. They reckon that the smoke like coats your lungs, or like which is not a good thing, but it stops your lungs from being aggravated by the asthma. This is not medical advice. I'm not suggesting you should start smoking. That would be very bad. Don't start smoking. I'm just saying. That was a weird thing for me. And since I quit a very long time ago, it's never come back. So, you know, that's weird. Yo, Birdie J373, thank you for 62 months, my dude. Hope that you're having a good evening. I'm having a fantastic evening. It's good to be back streaming again. It's been weird. It's always weird taking a break from doing this. Going on holiday, like all of a sudden life just moves at a different pace. I had a fantastic time in North Wales, by the way. A place where I saw a lot of when I was a kid. Taking holidays up to see my Nine and Tide. Yeah, lots of beautiful places up there that I got to see again after not seeing them for a very long time. It's strange going back to places from your childhood. It's almost like, it almost feels like they're not real or something while you're away for so long, and then you go back and everything's the same, and it's like, it's all as it should be out here, you know. Pros of smoking: cures asthma. Cons of smoking: causes asthma. Well, actually, this sounds so stupid to say. I guess smoking probably would cause asthma, right? I mean, there'd be no surprise if it does there. But yeah, for me, it kind of had the opposite. Well, the theory about lining the lungs is probably a pretty good theory. Hey chat, I missed a few streams because you've been busy. It was your birthday yesterday. Belated happy birthday. Congratulations on getting older. Another year around the sun. North Wales is so beautiful even when it rains. Complete opposite from England, says Flip the Pages. Yes, and I have a theory about this. I have a theory as to why North Wales is so amazing. And, oh man, every time you go on holiday you want to move somewhere and live there. But North Wales just... something special about that place, I swear. Something therapeutic about being in the wild out there. So I have this theory now. I think I understand it. When you're in a city or a town and things are built up, there's a lot of grey and concrete around you, and I think that plus rain can be pretty depressing. Whereas if you are out in nature, surrounded by greenery, I think the rain can be quite pleasant because it's a part of nature, and you're still enjoying all that greenery. Now, the greenery in Wales, I mean, just look up some pictures of the valleys in North Wales. The one that I was in, right? I didn't have time to go through my pictures. I got distracted by something, but I looked at one of them. I took so many pictures, and I looked at one of them on my computer today when I was backing all the files up, and I was like, I am not a photographer, but this photo looks really good, and it's just nature. It's just nature doing its thing, right? That's all it is. Nature is that good that you don't even need any photo skills. You need none. This will work, you know, because it's so beautiful out there. Anyway, I got loads of gorgeous snaps, and was in a place where you can't hear any road traffic. You hear a stream. There's a stream right outside the home, and you hear sheep baa in the background and cows mooing and occasional dog barking. It was so beautiful and tranquil. And then I went for some hikes up the hills, and the whole place was just gorgeous. It's just valleys, valleys, valleys. And when you drive, there's so many beautiful views as well. You have to go up some like rickety roads up high, and then all of a sudden you're just looking out over a landscape with like hardly any buildings in it. There's little farms and clusters of houses here and there, and just these big valleys, gorgeous green colors, and oh, so nice up there. Ender Eclipse, you're on a gaming PC hunt. I had someone asking me earlier if I had any advice for getting a gaming PC, and I said, don't ask me. Go to somewhere where people who know about gaming PCs are, and ask them. I have not seen forests and photos of the Washington, US countryside. I'm very aware, though, of how big and beautiful America, the North American continent is, and how much greenery and stuff there is there, the national parks. It's... What was that? I was watching something earlier about hobos and how they, like, travel the country. And I was kind of thinking, when the country's that big, and you have these big, long railroads going through, where there's, like, no cities, and you just see a lot of like nature from them, I can see how that could be really appealing. To just live that kind of lifestyle, just on the move constantly, and seeing the world, you know? It kind of gave me like an Only in America vibe, because I'm not really aware of like hobo culture over here in the UK. I had literally the exact same experience as you, says the true blue Viola. What, when you went to North Wales? I mean, that's what the countryside does to you there, right? You'd be worried about hiking and accidental trespassing. I mean, there's always risks, right, with this stuff. For me, it's kind of like, at the end of the day, I know who I am and what I want to do. I think sometimes when you look at what other people do, you can sort of fall... Like, comparison is the thief of joy. Like, there's this little part of your brain that then wonders, like... That sort of goes, oh my god, I could be seeing all of this beautiful landscape in America and stuff, but it's like... You know, if I were to do that constantly, I'd want some of this back. So... You gotta like enjoy it for other people's eyes. There's so many things you can do in life, right? Like, if you think about life as a tree of possibilities, every day, millions of possibilities of what you could do slip away from you. That sounds kind of depressing, but it's not meant to be. It's like, but for you, the tree exists in the first place to pick what direction you want to go. And so it's great to like learn about what other people are doing. It's just sometimes it can be a little tricky not to like slip into that feeling of like you're missing out, because we're all missing out on everything we're not doing every day. But we gotta make our little choices, right? Gotta pick what we want to do. Can only pick a small amount of things. You haven't got infinite time or infinite choices. There are some great mountains in Wales. Snowdonia is just great. Yeah, after this trip, I kind of realized that Wales is a place I can very easily travel to. I've been quite allergic to driving in the past, but I've had to do so much driving the last few weeks that I'm starting to realize I can tolerate it a bit more now. A couple of weeks ago, I drove to Wales and back, and then I drove to Reading, which wasn't, Reading isn't that far, and maybe I'm just getting a little more comfortable with that, and now I realise that I could, any point in time I want to break, I could travel up to North Wales for the weekend. And that would, that'll do me wonders. Or not even the weekend, just whenever I want to take time off. Like, that place is beautiful and it's there for you. X, are you doing this pixel art off a second monitor, or are you just holding it in your brain? I think that question answers itself. I mean, you're talking about my little dirt brain here. There's no way I would be holding this stuff in my memory. You missed what X says about Phasmo. Does anyone know when he's playing or who with? It's on my schedule. If you want to check my schedule here on Twitch for when I'm next streaming, you'll see it's tomorrow. It's got the time. I'll be streaming a Ren. Gonna introduce him to the game. I want him to, like, experience it without being thrown in the deep end, and just kind of like let him have fun and like guide him through, some of the early stuff where you need questions answered and whatnot. But I think it's going to be an absolute blast playing with Ren. Okay, those are the eyes. Those are the eyes. What mod am I using? I mean, I got a bunch of mods running when we play Hermitcraft. I don't know specifically to what one you're referring there. No idea. Oh yeah, the yellow goes out a little bit here. Yeah, so I had an amazing time in Wales. I was just trying to think of anything specific, really, to say about it. Spent a lot of time with family up there, so it was mostly just like a lot of that kind of stuff. Went to some really cool places, though. You finally brought Phasmo on the PS5. It's terrifying to play in comparison to watching. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. So the pixel art grows, and now I'm kind of realizing that we got so much space. We could put something really big in here somewhere. Also, I think I've only got 3 lined up for now. Oh no, I got more. I got a Pokeball. I got a Pikachu face. Pikachu face is kind of big. And then I got the Tetris pieces, which, because they're smaller, I'm not really sure they're going to fit in very well. The Pokeball is like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like a 12 by 12. Kind of wondering if it might fit snugly in here. I'm gonna get some scaffolding. Scaffolding can be like a good measuring block. Is this part of Joe's place is looking sick? It is indeed. It is indeed. Thank you. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I go over here and I go 2, 3, 4. And then bust off 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that it's like... It could be maybe shoved over by one block. And then it'd be pretty central. Let me go grab that image again. See if I can put these pieces in. So, one there. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh no, it is lined up. Alright then. Let's build a Pokeball. You think dirt is better than scaffolding? Nah, scaffolding's good. Scaffolding could be better, I think, is its problem. It's got issues with movement when you land on it. And I don't know, there's other quirks. We've all encountered them. They could be better. But it's not terrible. If you work with them, if you work with it as it currently is, you can get a lot out of scaffolding. You can get a lot out of it. Would I ever do a nature base like B-dubs this season? I don't know. There's so many things you could do with like a base and a theme in Minecraft. Like the possibilities are endless. So you never know. Who knows where you're going next? You think Bedrock scaffolding is way better? Isn't there like something about it that's really different from Java? I forget what, but every time I learn what it is, I'm always like, that's crazy. Rainbow, we can do that if you would like. Let me know where to go. We'll take care of it. I mean, yes. I want to. I appreciate you figuring this stuff out. Yeah, it'd be cool to do it. Minicles, welcome to the chat. I feel like that was such a badass pronunciation of your name, but it's probably very wrong. Minicles, oh my god, it sounds like some sort of like Roman emperor of the court. Minicles. Some fancy person introducing everyone. Anyway, you only play Bedrock. What's Java got different in scaffolding? I can't remember, so it'll probably take someone who remembers to let us know. But it is a big one. It's like something really bizarre, like the way like you click on it, or it doesn't have the support. Like you can't do that. I can't remember though. It's like one of the really base functions of it on Java is just absent on Bedrock. Maybe it's doing this where you go up and then you go out like that. Like it's one of these very basic functions is just not there on Bedrock Edition. It places differently and you take full damage on Java but not on Bedrock. So you're saying you fall onto it and you don't take damage? That is so weird. So weird. Bedrock stacking is different than Java. Right, looks like we got ourselves a Pokeball. Bit smaller than the rest, but I think it fits in there pretty nicely. It's pretty snug. Right, now, the next problem is, well, you know, I got one more. I got a giant Pikachu face to build. I could go and build that maybe over there. I sort of need like a bunch more of these things, right? I feel like the Zelda one is also probably in need of being lowered a little bit. Ah, I can't continuously fuss over this stuff. I need some more classic pixel art to put here. I've only got the Pikachu face and I don't feel like building it right now for some reason. Autumn, welcome to the stream. More Greek than Roman, you'd say. Greek, yeah, I was thinking something like that, you know. Ancient civilization. Bulbasaur, yeah, it's, you know, we're limited with the color palette and all that. Right, let's get I'm gonna get a little search going, but chat, I need you to help me, like, we need some classic pixel art from old school games. I'm just gonna do a little search and try and find something. Castlevania. That is a game that has its place. Like, so far I've kind of stuck to stuff like I'm aware of. Like, I feel like Zelda has a great legacy. Asteroids, Pac-Man, maybe more from that era. We got to get Tetris in at some point, but I'm not going to do that right now. I've been trying to, you know, sort of not miss anything that feels really key. Obviously, Mario is. The dog from Duck Hunt is kind of iconic. So's Kirby. Doom logo is kind of tempting. All right, now we've got endless suggestions now. Mega Man is definitely one. Sonic. I feel like we got to put Sonic on. That's a good one. That's a really good suggestion. Metal Slug. I love Metal Slug, but I think it's not quite as iconic, unfortunately. The problem, interestingly, the problem with Sonic is probably going to be shading. I'm looking at some examples of pixel art, and he's quite reliant on several shades of blue. Because Sonic came after Mario. Mario was like 8-bit, and then I think Sonic was 16-bit, right? And with that came like a better color palette, which would be harder to do with our wall blocks. I think this is a reason why I was doing the real old school games, is because of that 16 color palette, basically. So maybe we could try Mega Man. But as I look at more of these Sonic ones, yeah, there is the occasional one that's done like 8-bit style. Or maybe I should search for that. Why did I type 16-bit? Like, we need it to be 8-bit if we're going to make this work. So there are pixel arts of 8-bit Sonic. Some of which will look very bad if I recreate them with the colours of wall that we have. I'm terrified now of stuff spawning near me. Tekken or MK, maybe too detailed. Yeah, Tekken wasn't really in the pixel art era, was it? Mortal Kombat, I think, is 16-bit. We kind of need 8-bit, right? Kind of need the 8-bit. Right, I reckon. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I was about to maybe call it quits. I think I need to look for the Sonic one offline because it will probably take a lot of time. Yeah, no, we'll do Sonic another day. That's honestly a really good one. Dig Dug is kind of cool, but we put in a fair bit of Pokemon so far. So, Duck Hunt Dog, I think, would be another good one. Yeah, by the way, Spyro the Dragon was a 3D game, so that's not what we're looking for. Dude, the whole Duck Hunt Dog holding the two ducks is massive and could be a really fun one. Oh my god, this could be crazy. Crazy big one. And we would definitely have the color palette. Oh my god, should we go for this? I think I might go for this one. It's gonna take some time. Because this is a big one. Oh, this is a crazy big one. Okay. Crazy big. Some of y'all will call me mad for doing this one. It might be a little obnoxious as well. Like, if we're going to have one really big thing, like, what's the most iconic thing that we could put here? I feel like this one might be jumping the gun. Let's continue looking more suggestions. We'll try Bomberman. Yeah, Bomberman is definitely one that should be in here. Maybe holding the bomb as well. I've got one where I feel like the coloring is maybe about right. Gonna save that one. So Bomberman is an option. Space Invaders question mark. Yeah, Space Invaders. Maybe, mate. Maybe we'll do that one. Kirby. We had Kirby come up a couple of times. So what game was Kirby from? We'll definitely do Kirby. This is a very cool one. I've got a really good image here. Okay, let's save that. Donkey Kong. Oh, of course, Donkey Kong. Classic. Now we're getting the 8-bits in. So some of the Donkey Kong ones are really big. That could make for like a big spectacle. 8-bit Donkey Kong is kind of wild. Crash Bandicoot, I believe, was 3D, right? Not pixel art. I think I'll hold off on Donkey Kong. I'm gonna save this though. This looks like one I could do, but maybe the coloring isn't gonna quite work. We got Duck Hunt. I'm doing stuff off camera. I apologize. Kirby is from Kirby, right? I feel like I've never actually played that game, or like seen it. I just remember Kirby being a character in Super Smash Bros. I am here. Here I am. What doing? Trying to get some classic 8-bit pixel art games onto here. We've got two. We're gonna do. We're gonna do Mega Man and we're gonna do Kirby. And I'm just having a browse for some more. Some more of those classic era games. I mean, we could even do 4-bit, right? Go back to like the Atari and stuff. Pong, lol. What is that, 2-bit? Actually, I don't think I've searched 4-bit before. Doesn't really seem to have much in the way of 4-bit. Okay. 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 Okay, right, yo! Ziona Wolfchild, thank you so much for 7 months of support, greatly appreciated. We're also being raided by Slice Lime. Slice, thank you so much for the raid, my dude. How's it going? How is it going? Welcome, everyone. Autumn says Minecraft, super pixelated game. Blocky game. Minecraft is blocky game. We are doing pixel art over here. This is my therapy. it's like doing a coloring book. It's just very simple, low brain power stuff. I've got some pixel art on my screen, which I'm currently setting up, and we just build it here. We're going to do Kirby next. The idea is to fill up this space with loads of different characters and stuff. Kind of considering putting in the dog from Duck Hunt as like a big spectacle in the middle here. I actually think that would be a really great idea. So I'm going to put like Kirby and Mega Man tucked off to the side over here so that we leave ourselves plenty of space for that. What about Pitfall? I'm not aware of that game. I don't think. They are like stickers. Yeah, they kind of are actually. Yeah, that's a good observation. Oh my god, I have one grey wall left to work with. Typical. Yoshi from Super Mario World. That's not a bad one. I want to get a bit of diversity. We put in a lot of Pokemon already. And some Mario stuff. So I'm trying to like get more other things in here, you know? I'm trying to get that diversity. Oh, it's filling up. It's filling up. Of course it is. Some more grey for this one. Though we need like 2 tones of pink. And I think it's just pink and magenta. It's pretty simple. Was Nessa mentioned? I don't think Nessa was. What about the Google Dinosaur game? What is that? I don't think I've heard of that before. Google Dinosaur game? Enlighten me. Atari ET. That might honestly, like, for the video game Crash, that might be a fun one to put in. I have to go search it now. I gotta remember. I gotta remember what that looks like. Interesting. Search not really coming up with anything. Why is that? Oh, it's because I've misspelled Atari. Oh, I thought that's kind of like... I could put it in, but it looks pretty pants. It's like a bad shape and... Okay, actually, no, there is the splash screen. The splash screen ET is kind of hilarious. I have to figure out how many pixels that is though, because we're probably gonna have like enough room for one really big one. But that's another good shout right there. It's a good shout. That would be some classic. If not that one, we'll put in the simple one. Right, I'm gonna come back to that after the stream and make some notes. That could be good. That could be good. The Atari ET was horrendous looking. Yeah, yeah. The Google Dinosaur game is a cute little jumping game where you just like jump over cacti and birds as a way to kill time if you're waiting for the internet to come back on. All right. Yeah, I've never encountered that before. Gosh, looking at this is so difficult. So difficult. 1, 2, I mean, kind of guessing a bit here. That looks like 3. So this one would be 4. It's like somewhere around here it begins. And it's going to come down a ways, just sort of keeping some space from this. So I reckon actually going to have 2 there, 1 here, and then we play a big counting game. So that's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, this thing curves in a little sharper than I thought it would. Right, so what do we count? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5 and 6. Then we go in a block. Yeah, this probably isn't going to work here. 3 blocks down. 2 blocks. And then we come out 1 and 1. Yeah, it's way too close. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's going to be 1 here. 1 there, then we go back out. So I think we probably need to move this over by like 3 blocks. And we could probably move it up a little bit in this space as well. So I'm gonna go and put it here. And we'll go one over this way for good measure. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Right, we need to sleep because it's visibility is terrible. If you want something from the Commodore 64, there's Excitebike. Let's go look that one up quickly. Oh God. Every time I sleep, man, these guys turn up. When figuring out the layout, use carpet. That would be smart. That would be brain smarts. I don't know why I ain't using them. Yo, this game's got some cool graphics. Dude, yeah, no, this is a cool one. We could do like the down and the upright position. I like that. No, I think that's going to be a good one to add to the collection. I feel like I've seen it before as well, so it's probably some sort of classic. Oh, it's a classic, they say. Autumn has the communal brain cell. Yeah, that one brain cell that we share. Yeah. Yeah, that one. Let's go ahead and claim all of this back. I watched a movie today. I needed to like recalibrate my brain coming back from a holiday and then going to a festival. I just needed to like chill out. Oh, that was another thing. Oh my God. So much walking I've done over the past week. And then going to a festival. Like, it's been something, man. It's been something. Anyway, I watched a movie, right? Didn't know what I was going to watch. As soon as I saw it come up on Amazon Prime, I was like, I've been wanting to rewatch this one for so long. I'm going to enjoy this today, and I absolutely loved it. It's American Beauty. If you've seen it, awesome. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Such a good movie. That was like one of the movies I watched when you're like young, you're a teenager, and you're just starting to, oh, movies are cool. And one of the first like ones I remember watching. How do you describe it? Because you see movies as you're a kid. For me, there was this moment where you go from being a kid to being an adult, and I feel like your identities kind of separate. I've talked about this on stream before. It's really interesting. For some people, they don't experience that kind of separation. For other people, they do. But for me, very much like a cutting off point between being a kid and then being a teenager and becoming who you are today. And like, just that era of like waking up and understanding you have an identity and then exploring things and like movies. And it was one of the first ones from that kind of period that I watched, and I absolutely loved it. And it's always awesome to go and watch it again. It's such a good movie. And watching it again, I realised it's just got such a different beat and a different feel from most movies. It's very, very unique. It's got its own kind of character about it, the way it's put together. Brilliantly acted as well. And one of the characters, Ricky, is in Yellowstone. And the whole time I was watching Yellowstone, I was like, there's something about this guy's face. Like, I wouldn't have said it was like familiar, but there's just something about it. And I didn't put one and two together. And then as soon as I saw him, it was like, oh, you're that guy. You're that guy. Chat, where is the love for this movie? That has no one seen it? Have none of you seen American Beauty? That is scary. Such a good movie. You never watched it? Oh, please do. It's such a good movie. I'll end up sounding like a broken record saying that, but it's just, we're too young for that, X. Oh my God, this is the thing, man. This is the thing. You become old, and now all the things you love are just irrelevant. It'll happen to you too, man. It'll happen to you too. You don't think it might be your type of movie? It's very much a drama. It's about characters. It's about character arcs, how they change, how they interact with each other. It's the sort that gets your noggin thinking. It stirs up like a lot of questions, and oh, there's so much you can unpack. You know, on YouTube you get your video essays of people like dissecting the meaning of movies. I feel like it's one of those ones where like so many different people could dissect different meanings and interpretations of it, and on some level all of those would be valid as well. There was, you know, whatever you can make out of it is like, it's art, right? You know, whatever you see in it is kind of valid in some way. Never growing old, young at heart, says King Agnatus. Yeah. It hasn't aged well, because between the middle-aged man engaging in an affair with a teenager and that middle-aged man being Kevin Costner, it's not Kevin Costner, it's Kevin Spacey. That's something that I thought about a lot more rewatching it. It's like, this is actually like really inappropriate. And I think it kind of was at the time that it came out, but like, I think you accepted that a little bit more. But it wasn't done in a way where it was like trying to expose that. Whereas you go back and watch it now and you're like, yeah, this is definitely creepy. Like, it's weird how stuff like that got by in the past. Like, things can just be accepted as normal. But yeah, there's definitely that. But like, this is what I think is great about art as well. It's just that you can go back and you can look at it and put a new perspective onto it as well, right? You know, so if that aspect has aged poorly, that's fair enough, but I still think, you know, an incredible piece of cinema. A really great character arc construction, you know? You're weird with movies. I often won't watch movies I've not seen, but if I do, I'll end up getting really attached and I'll watch it for months as a random anxious girl. Yeah, I like that. It's something I don't do. I don't get really like super into stuff anymore and obsessed with it. But I know what you're on about. Like, when I was younger, I used to just watch like movies over and over again and enjoy them. But hey, if you're ever in the mood for like watching something new, give it a try. Anyway, welcome all the raiders. We've been raided by Moon on Strings. Thank you so much. Welcome, peeps. What am I making? Kirby right now. We're making Kirby. We are making Kirby. Also, watching American Beauty again, like, I love working out, and one of the things that I wish I had done was found that sooner. So now when I go and watch a movie, I'm like that. I'm like, oh, why didn't I see that at the time? Why didn't I see that, like, hey, maybe it wouldn't have worked for me. Maybe sometimes you just find the right thing at the right time, right? But boy, I think young me could have really benefited from getting into that stuff sooner, you know? Your cat is watching you place blocks. He's very interested. It's really cute. Aw. Gotta love the kitty cats. Aw, kitty, kitty, kitty. You need to rewatch Lord of the Rings. Yes, I've been feeling like doing that one lately. It's just been popping up on various little things that I've seen or watched. I keep getting like little reminders. It's one of those things. It's like when you learn a new word, you feel like you hear it everywhere. I feel like Lord of the Rings is now happening for me. And I'm reminded of how great those movies were. Have you heard of Letterboxd? It's an app for logging and reviewing movies. You're obsessed with how useful it is. I haven't, Soundwave Hope. Please tell me more. My general thing is just either to listen to like a movie review or go to International Movie Database for a rating. That's kind of it. Oh, extended edition or the cinema cut? I have no idea. I wasn't aware there was a difference, actually. I just watched the one that was streaming on Prime. At no point did I get a sense of, like, I haven't seen this scene before. So I'm gonna guess I probably watched the normal edition of it. There's a name for that effect, yes. Yes, there's a name for a lot of effects. I can't remember what it is, though. Do you want to watch The Lord of the Rings for 6 hours or 9? Oh, maybe that question was referring to those, like, 4-hour cuts. I would definitely do the long ones. Definitely do the long ones. I don't sit down like I did today, but, like, for me, I'm very happy just, like, watching a movie in chunks as I get on with my day and do different things. So, like, I sit down to eat, I'll watch a bit of a movie, and then I'll crack on and do some other stuff. So, like, I feel like, you know, I can just watch that over the course of a couple of weeks. You watch Lord of the Rings, you're annoyed that your old Sony DVD player can't play Blu-ray Lord of the Rings discs on a trip. I mean, yeah, there's a DVD player, you can't play Blu-ray, so that makes sense. You grew up with the theatrical editions, the shorter ones, because the flow is just better. There's some weird scenes in the extended editions that seem to have very little purpose. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, they're extended editions, right? I'd be happy to watch them because I've seen those originals so many times that it's just like enjoying a bit more of the universe, right? Getting into it a little bit further. Lord of the Discs. You haven't heard of that one. I just made it up. Made it up, son. It's kind of hard to explain, but letterboxed. But I suppose it's kind of like International Movie Database. You can keep a diary of what you watched, which is nice to look back on. You can also see other people's reviews and what movies are trending at the moment. Yeah, I kind of missed the opportunity to do that. Like, I started my band's scene list like pretty early on, so it's pretty comprehensive. At this point, though, I'd love to have that list of all the movies and like which ones I know I want to rewatch or whatever, but I'm too deep in, you know. It'll just forever be like incomplete, and then I'll spend stupid amounts of time trying to figure out some obscure movie that I watched ages ago, because that's how my brain works, man. I will just get like obsessed with something if I'm not careful, and then waste a bunch of time trying to figure out, and then later on be like, oh yeah, this adds absolutely no value to my life. Why am I doing this? If you start it, though, if you start it early, then it does. Then it does add value, right? Alright, I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting this correct. But I think that's it right there for Kirby. The commentary is hilarious and really interesting. Oh yeah, I remember that on DVD, watching the old director's commentary over the top of a movie. That was a lot of fun. I'm not sure that stuff gets done a lot these days. Like, the whole what you consume landscape has changed a lot. It's much more like, I don't know, just constant disposable content coming out, as opposed to stuff that really sticks around for a while. Kirby's so cute it makes you feel paternal. That's cool. So like Mega Man could go somewhere here. Probably right next door. And then we might do... I feel like the Duck Hunt one is a pretty good shout for like a giant piece to put in this space. So Bomberman, you are next. This one, I feel like... you know what? I think I can use pink and magenta together on this one. Okay. Bomberman might not be too difficult then. So this is where I'm supposed to use carpet, right? So like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this is the corner space, again, I can just use more carpet. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And it starts here. Then there's a 2 and a 1, and we're here. We're making Bomberman, peeps. This is the corner. We've done it. Thank goodness for the carpets. Let's go get some more. A lot of physical releases will have the director's commentary, but my favorite is when the showrunners release their commentary as a podcast that you can manually sync up as you watch an episode. Battlestar Galactica pioneered that, if I recall correctly. Oh, interesting. Yeah, someone had to do it first, right? Interesting how it functions as like a podcast that you can sync. Right, so we got the white wall in. Black wall can get put away. And we're running out of space over here. So for red wall, don't need any. Nor orange, nor yellow. Where's the green? So Bomberman's colour is going to be light blue. Definitely light blue. Then we've got the pink and the magenta. I'm going to need more pink. And then we also need like another grey and actually we do need a little bit of yellow. And then we need some grey and white. Should do us. You haven't brought a movie or TV show on DVD in so many years, but I'm tempted to buy the DVD of Metalocalypse because they keep taking it off streaming for no reason. I remember watching that one back in the day. With that Mermaider song, crack me up. If I could do a low growly voice, I'd sing it right now, but I can't. I'll just make a fool of myself. So we've got 1, then we got, I think actually 1, 2, 3 in the middle, or is that 1, 2, 3, 4? It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, it's definitely a 3 in the middle. Okay. Alright, and then 2 and a 1. And then we go down this side with 1, 2, 3. One here, one there. Okay. There's a few old cartoons that you grew up on that you'd love to have physical copies of. Yeah, it's nice to have some physical copies of things. For me, what's interesting is that, like, I have a bit of a nostalgia for, like, the early stuff or whatever that you're into. But that, for me, that was when stuff was physical, and I've still got those collections. I've got, you know, all of my first CDs, and I've got a DVD collection from back in the day. And it feels like stuff that comes out today, I'm just not as bothered or connected to, you know. Like I've got American Beauty on DVD, right? But it's like a pain to find the DVD player and plug it all in, set it up, and like it was just on streaming, so I watched it. But yeah, like I've got a lot of physical stuff for the stuff that I watched. Do you know what I did get recently? I got Deep Space Nine. I got that one on DVD because I adored that so much. I was like, if ever I'm gonna be like permanently offline and I want something in my collection, it'd be Deep Space Nine. Like that would be such a great show to watch again. Have I watched Farscape? I think I started watching a little bit of that, but didn't get pulled into it that much. It's so much clutter to own DVDs and CDs, you just rip everything to your computer. It is, it takes up space. I've got like 4 cupboard sections dedicated to all of that stuff, but it's not expanding anymore, so it doesn't feel to me like it's a bother. It's just, I don't really want to get rid of it. It's not going to grow anymore. Or just, you know, once in a blue moon I'll buy something. Like that Blade Runner sequel, when that came out, I brought the Blu-ray of that because I was thinking this is such a good movie and I'm going to watch it again on Blu-ray. I watched it again recently and I didn't use the Blu-ray. I just streamed it. So much more convenient. But yeah, I don't mind because they're not expanding. If they were expanding, I'll be like, this is a problem. It's going to take up space. So which one would you chosen? Star Trek, Star Wars, or Stargate? I think Star Trek, probably because of, like, you know, 7 seasons of Deep Space Nine, The Next Generation, and some of Voyager too. That's a lot more to watch than the Star Trek movies, right? For me, really, there's only 3 Star Wars movies that like really hit the mark. Feel like the prequels are okay. What do we call them? The sequels? Oh, have I run out of Grey Wall here? Okay, that makes sense. Run out of Grey Wall. They're like the new ones. The number 7 was really good, but it was also a blatant like remake. It was like the same story again, which is kind of strange. And then after that, it just woo off a cliff. Absolutely off a cliff. Which is a shame. They did get one of those in-betweeny movies, right? I thought the Han Solo movie wasn't too bad. The one they did before it, forget what it was called. Rogue One? That was brilliant. That was really well done. Really well done. Okay, so we've got 1 there, then we've got like a 1, 2. Bomberman's kind of like quite tricky to figure out. I think it would make more sense if I start coloring bits of it in. Do I ever listen to film music of movies you like? Yeah, I do actually. There's just so much. There's just so much all the time. So much everything. I wish I could do more of that. Because film music is great. Have I seen Andor? No, I've suffered something and I found the word for it. I found the word for what I'm suffering. Franchise fatigue. Franchise. There is an R in it. What am I on about? Franchise fatigue. It's just too much. It's just always there. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, and I'm not really sure if any of it's been good or not. I've definitely enjoyed a lot of it, but it's just, I don't know. It's just constantly coming out and it's just not special and exciting anymore. And yeah, franchise fatigue. That's the word. That's what we call it. French fries fatigue. Man, I'll tell you what, food is just... Sometimes the best food is when you're really hungry. I got some fries at the end of the day yesterday at Reading, and oh my god, I was so hungry just from all the moshing and stuff. It absolutely filled my belly. Felt so good. I've noticed that when you're like ravenously hungry, that's sometimes the best food. And it can be anything, right? You know, you can go to a Michelin star restaurant or whatever it is and have some amazing cuisine, right? But if you're just absolutely starving and have some dirty chips at a festival, that can be the best meal ever, you know? Hunger makes a meal better. In my opinion. I think what we're looking at here as we place these blocks is that Bomberman has a shadow under his feet. And so we get this strange kind of look. Right, now we've got to do all this stuff up here. Fast food after being truly starving and exhausting really is the most incredible experience. Yeah, I can imagine that. So when I was on holiday, right, like in my family, other people eat snacks, and I don't really like doing that. And on one night, I avoided it the whole time, but on one night I had a few too many like chips, bits of popcorn, and nuts, and I just find snacking so unsatisfying. I feel like I just want to eat a meal, feel full up, and then not think about food. But there were these tortilla chips, Tesco tortilla chips. They're like Doritos, but they're like the Tesco ones. They're cheaper. And man, they got something about them. And I was eating this stuff, and I was like, this ain't proper food. Like, they're so moreish. They're like, they call it hyper palatable, and it's just, they've designed it so that like you have one and you just want another over and over again. And I can, you know, many of us can understand just sitting there and eating like a bag of Doritos and just keep going and going and eating another one and another one. It's because it's designed to be like that, right? And these nacho chips, they were so moreish. It just really kind of, as soon as I had a couple of them, I was like, this is why I don't snack, because now you're gonna end up having loads of these and more than you need to eat. I've gone through bags of snacks while I was watching TV/movies. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it, like, and it's part of your, you know, you haven't eaten much else for the day, your calories like level up or whatever, it's like okay to do it once in a while. But like, if it's gonna be a part of your like regular diet, it's gonna easily have like a negative impact. And that's why I don't like it. That's why I program myself not to snack, because I feel like a lot of snacky food is highly processed, hyper palatable, just designed to make you munch. Like the chili peanuts are bad as well. I had a few of those, and they are so moreish. You have a mouthful, it's great. Oh, chili peanuts, they're awesome. Then you just want some more. You just want some more straight away. It's ridiculous. Used to eat a whole chocolate bar back in the day in my teenage years. If you mean like a galaxy bar, like a big sort of, maybe the size of your phone or bigger, yeah, that's a lot. There's a lot. I used to do stuff like that as well. But when you're a teenager, your metabolism is just wild. You can just eat stuff and get away with it. Whereas you get older and then it's like, You learn to love snacking on veggies. They are way more satisfying and deliver that crunch that processed snacks lack. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, having like a bowl of, I don't know what, celery. And I don't this is starting to sound like just eating a salad as I start to like think of veggies and stuff you can snack on. Processed foods absolutely kill me, and I don't like going on vacation because that's all the food I'm going to have access to. Yeah, like putting yourself in that environment requires like a lot of willpower. I didn't really enjoy it because we had packed the one night I did have a little bit of snackiness. We had packed away everything to come home, and that's when I realized now would be a great time for me to have one of my hot chocolates. I got a big mug. I used the Options hot chocolate. It's kind of like low calorie, and I can just sip on it for quite a while, and then it just really settles my stomach and my cravings. And I was like, I could have had that. You snack when you're bored. Probably not a great idea to eat food when you're bored. Just find something else to do, you know? Eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored. You ate a whole bell pepper like an apple once. It was delicious. That sounds pretty cool, yeah. That sounds pretty awesome. But yeah, proud vegetable disliker. I mean, if you're joking, for you know, hee hee ha ha, but like, why be proud about something like that? You know, vegetables are a great part of your diet. Lots of nutrition and whatnot there. Do they taste good? They do if you don't eat rubbish. If you have, you know, if you have a decent diet of, well, you know, whole foods, avoid all the processed stuff, you know, how do I describe this? Like, what you crave and what you enjoy is generally related to your gut's microbiome. So like, if you were to just eat vegetables and rice and meat or whatever continuously for months, like your composition down there would change, and then you would start to crave these things and like them, because that's kind of how that works. It's really weird, but yeah. So like, if I started eating junk food, like, you know, chocolate bars and crisps and eating McDonald's, it'd probably make me feel terrible in the short term, but in the long term, the composition of my gut would change, and then I would crave that stuff and want it all the time, and vegetables would taste foul, you know. So understanding like how that works, for me, it was like, get on the right path and be consistent, and then eventually your body comes around, and it's like, you know, you'll want these foods and crave them and stuff. Like, I genuinely crave having vegetables with my food sometimes. It might sound crazy if you don't like vegetables, but I'm into them. You find yourself snacking on fruit fairly often. They can taste nicer than chocolate and hyper-processed stuff. Dude, I love a pink lady apple. Just absolutely gorgeous flavor to it. And when I was on holiday, I snacked on fruit quite a bit, because I found, like, when you're out and about moving around, like, an apple can really like perk you up, just having an apple here and there. So for me, on those days out, it was like, I didn't want to overeat, but I knew we'd be going out for a big meal in the evening, so I tended to get by just having like some sort of like protein snack with some fruit a few times in the morning. But yeah. Oh, you got a golden kiwi, haven't tried the skin yet. Just eat it. You'll be fine. Golden kiwi's a great place to start, because the skin's a lot thinner on that one. Anyway, I need to wrap up my stream. I guess I could tell you, but you probably know if you've been around the last few streams I've done. My music, my demos that I've done recently and a couple of years ago, they're all up on Spotify now. They're on YouTube as well. 2 new songs I did recently. If you haven't heard them, go check them out. Starside Eclipse is the name of my music. It's on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms. Well, actually, the new demos are only on Spotify and YouTube. They're not on all the places. Also, I'm streaming again tomorrow. Tune back like 2 hours ago from now. Come in tomorrow. 22 hours from now. That's the math. 22 hours from now, streaming Phasmovren. It's going to be a lot of fun, so I hope to see you there. That's going to be it from me. Hope you enjoyed it. I need to find someone to raid. I'm doing a terrible job of multitasking as we wrap up this stream. Where shall I send you? What's going on here? What's going on here with the raid system? It's different. Is that what I want? I think the raid thing might be messed up. Anyway, I'm gonna send you the linksy. It's like not showing me a lot. Send you the linksy today. Alright, there we go. The raid is set up. Okay. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. 22 hours. 22 hours. See you in 22 hours. Thank you for your support. Appreciate it. And yeah, see you for Phasmo tomorrow. Bye bye.